This is a killer studio. This is great. But I also wanted to run a sub 5 minute mile on my birthday, which was like 3 weeks before the race. So I was doing a combination of ultra long runs and quarter mile repeats, which was like a funny combination.
Yeah, I remember like that he'd run it with me and we were pretty close. He'd be a little bit ahead of me. And then one day I beat him. I'm like, yes, finally I beat my dad.
I'm playing chess with my 11-year-old and he like is getting so close to be able to beat me. And like, I know that the proper thing is to just play my hardest. And like, then it'll be so much more joy when he beats me as opposed to letting him beat me. In a year, I dropped from 243 to 229 and I set the American record in the 50K. And part of the book was inspired by this question of how did I get so much faster? Or even how come I couldn't realize that I had this ability inside of me? Rare happens in life and I actually have to sit down. But I realized that I had run all those 243s because at some deep psychological level, all I had cared about was being as fast as I'd been before I got sick. But the more interesting transition was when I decided to start doing 50 milers. And after that race, I went back to marathoning and I was stalled out. I was running like 235s, 237s, which is fine and great and cool. It's like you're 45 years old and you're running 235. That's great. But I wanted something new. You need to set new goals, right?
Absolutely.
And try new things. And so I was like, I'll run a 50 mile and I'll try to set the American record for men in my age group in the 50 mile. And so I went out to Tunnel Hill, tried, and failed spectacularly. I've got to run 641s to set the record. I figured out how to take my gel exactly at the aid station, all the things you think through. And then I get up and I'm ready out. Weather's gonna be great. I'm wearing my Vaporflies. And there's a couple inches of snow, right? And then last year I went and I was like, I'm not even going to try for the record. I'm just going to go and I'm just going to do the best I can. And I ended up having by far my best race, only missed the record by a few minutes. But like ultra running is not just a break from my hard job. Ultra running is a break from like the world, right? And it's a way to get out and, be closer to your ancestors and feel what it was like to be on a hunt, right? It took me 13 hours to run the race, which is a lot of hours, but it's a wonderful spiritual experience, right? Like I didn't look at my watch. I wasn't looking at my splits. I just tried to imagine that I was a kid running in the woods. People who beat you in this race, they look a lot more normal than the people who beat you in other races, right? It's like strong people, right? It's like people who are like full body fitness, not like, rail thin marathoners. It's a whole different kind of person. What was it? His goal was like the first guy to run a sub 5 minute mile and bench press 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Like Ryan is incredible. The coolest thing about running, one of the reasons I love the sport so much, is that your successes are your own and your failures are your own. I really believe that pain is not purely physiological. It's mostly just a signal from your brain, right? Your brain runs this thermostat, right? And it's like looking at the temperature, it's looking at all your training, it knows everything about you. And it's, can you complete this race at this pace while maintaining homeostasis? And if it fears you can't, then it starts sending signals to your body, right? I will run 20 miles while dehydrated because that will get me past the point of dehydration that'll be in a 26-mile marathon. I run, like most of my life most of my miles are this incredible life hack where I run to work from my home in Brooklyn to my office in Manhattan.
Like I think about this with what am I doing with my time outside of training? And I don't know that I would be a better runner if I was just training 100% professionally, where it's like all I really have to accomplish today is this run, this rehab session, this strength session.
But there's also like the mental benefits from a hard job can help with hard running, and hard running can help with a hard job. I'm going to run rim to rim in the Grand Canyon.